Welcome to Sports Bet Daily at oddsmarket.com. Myself and Big Man are now going to go through the lower leagues. Last week, 3-2 for myself. 3 wins, 2 draws. Doesn't get it done. Treble goes down. Midweek, 50% of the games over both cards were draws. Big Man, too many draws for our liking midweek.
Yeah, no, I didn't do well this midweek. I had a lot of trouble. And midweeks are tough. I mean, really, whether it's Europa League or wherever, it's been a tough week for me. But it's really the first tough week I've had in any league, whether it's lower league or the Premier League. So, yeah, I'm ready to go. I mean, last week, I know some of our big plays came in. Rotherham, that was an easy winner. So, yeah, I mean, even Bolton, Flash, didn't lose. How about that?
Yeah, well, I actually spoke to someone about that, and he's just working from the back. He's just trying to make sure that they stay in games. Obviously, we said Peterborough, they scored 6. Rotherham, they scored 6. I mean, it's just, we're hitting the post. Obviously, we've had our treble up already. We're not far away. But the funny thing was that I saw midweek, and I had a real good look, and I was watching as it went in, was teams that couldn't score were starting to score 3. Colchester went to Swindon. You know, Colchester have let us down twice so far in the first 4 or 5 weeks, and they go to Swindon and win 3. I mean, how does that even work? So, I mean, let's crack straight on. Championship, for me, as usual. What about for you?
Yeah, I went with one play in the championship. I'm not someone that bets this league a ton. It really might be one play every 2 weeks, maybe 2 in 2 weeks. I went with just I'm interested right now in Luton. They're interesting to me. I think they've held their own scoring. I mean, they've looked really solid going forward. They seem like they can kind of handle this league from that perspective. Defensively, they need to improve a little bit, and Hull is pretty solid going forward, but you know, Luton at home, that's a good atmosphere up there. I think they can get the job done here. I'm going to just go with the straight Luton win. Very simple here, 2.2. I think they beat Hull City. Hull have been one of the poor teams in this league for a few years now. I think Luton at home takes care of business here.
Yeah, well, we said week 1. Whenever Luton are involved, both teams will score and over. I think it's come in nearly every single week. What do you like in League 1?
It's not a bad bet there, Flash. You know, Luton, as I said, has had trouble keeping goals out, but I think they found a way. League 1, I have a few here. Obviously, right out of the gate, I know you just discussed how Bolton are looking to try to just keep goals out, keep the game close. But, I mean, Sunderland are one of the better sides in this league. You know, keep in mind, Oxford United and Sunderland are 2 much different sides. I don't think Sunderland have any trouble scoring here against a team in Bolton that just really are horrific, as we know. They have no issue losing a lot of games 4, 5, 6-0. I'll lay 1.5 goals here, 2.1, job done. I think Sunderland are just far too much class for Bolton.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm thinking 2-0, 3-1, so obviously that gets the job done for you. I'm going to give three games, and obviously not straight off the bat, but my first 3 games are just going to be involved with goals. There's a big trend at the moment where teams just throwing caution to the wind. They'd rather get beat 3-2 than win 1-0 or draw 1-1. Wycombe, Portsmouth. Both teams to score over 2.5 at 2.25.
Yeah, Wycombe have been involved with a couple both teams to score with me this year. I have no problem with that. You know, this league has had a ton of goals, a ton of, you know, as you said, 2-2, 3-2. Some of these teams just have a ton of guys that can score goals. It's impressive how good some of these teams have been, and some of them going forward. You look at one, you mentioned Portsmouth. You look at Peterborough. The 2 leading goal scorers in this league are from Peterborough. In fact, 3 of them are from Peterborough. Flash, the top 3 goal scorers in this league, Ivan Toney, Mohamed Issa, Marcus Madison, all from Peterborough. They're raining goals in right now.
That's the way the Peterborough chairman, Dara, a friend of mine, always cheering him on. That's the way he wants his sides to play. And unbeaten, I think, in the last 5, 4 wins on the trot. And they're smashing goals in. I think there was a 2-2 midweek away at Tranmere after being up. But again, as he says, he'll take 2-2 on the road. It's a tough place to go, that Tranmere.
That was actually one of the winners I had this week. I took Ivan Toney to score any time, which seems like free money. Another over I like, Flash. Southend United. I mean, don't you just keep betting Southend United overs? I mean, this team's given up 24 goals in 8 games.
Well,
That's 3 a game.
I am getting involved in that game, but I've gone MK Dons to beat Southend at 1.66.
Yeah, I got 1.7. That was one I was going to mention. Whether you go over here or you just take the straight MK Dons win, they're on a much better level. Southend United could be the worst defensive side in all 4 leagues. They are really, really bad. One other one, and I know Gillingham has been solid at times, and they're at home here, but to me, Ipswich are a team to bet on regardless. I'll look to back them, but I like James Norwood to score any time again as well. That's one that I've been involved with many times. I think he's one of the better players in this league. Gillingham are nothing special.
Now, with some of these bets, all you've got to do is copy and paste. You go with Ipswich. Yeah. I mean, listen, they let us down when they drew 0-0 at home to Doncaster. But apart from that, they've gone home and away. They've won. Norwood's been scoring nearly every week. And you've got to ride these donkeys. You've got to make sure that you're on them. You might fall off. You get back on. And over the course of the season, you're going to be in front. The other one I've got in League One, Lincoln and Oxford. Lincoln obviously lost their management duo to Huddersfield. Gone straight against Oxford. Oxford score goals home and away, even though they were up against defensively 10 men of Bolton. Lincoln, Oxford, both teams to score an over, 2.3.
Yeah, Oxford are one of those teams you like when you're backing overs. They score goals and they give a lot up. Lincoln have been one of the better offensive sides in this club. They've had a nice jump from League 2 to League 1. You see some of these teams, Flash, that just either bottom out and just really have issues, or they come up and play quite well. I talked about it with Luton. You talk about it with Lincoln. I mean, Flash, you also look at even back to the championship. Who would have thought a year or two ago Huddersfield and Stoke would be at the bottom of this league? They may get relegated.
Well, yeah, Huddersfield's problem, we called it half an hour into the first game of the season. Don't get enough players in the box, you're not going to score goals. It's as simple as that. They're too worried about passing it sideways, leaving their front man isolated. You're not going to score goals when you're 4 against 1. I said it, it's like being in the end zone. You're in there on your own with 4 defenders around you, they're not going to get you the ball.
Yeah, no, it's there are hard teams to watch. And Stoke, I mean, they're conceding more goals than seemingly anybody. But, yeah, in League One, I definitely like Sunderland, minus 1.5 against Bolton. I'll continue to back and fade Bolton. Ipswich, I think, beat Gillingham. I like Norwood to score any time. And MK Dons to beat Southend. I also like the over. I mean, Southend are just an auto bet. They kind of remind me of what Rochdale was last year, Flash. Just a team that give up a ton of goals. I mean, 3 goals a game conceded is some of the worst I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is with Rochdale, they will go and win their home games. Let's flick on to League 2. I'll start you off. 2 teams that know how to get the job done. Northampton at home to Crawley. Both teams to score over 2.5, 2.15.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about another team that has a ton of goal scorers, Crawley Town. I mean, they seemingly have 3 or 4 boys that can score goals, whether it's Lubala or Ollie Palmer. I mean, they're a really fun side to watch. Andy Williams is bagging goals for Northampton. That was on my list as well. I think that's one of the better plays of the weekend. I really like the way this Crawley team is going forward and scoring goals. That's definitely one I was interested in. I have 2 games, Slash, that I'm looking towards unders maybe. We've talked about it. Walsall could be the worst offensive side in these 4 leagues. They are shocking going forward. They're playing one of the worst defensive sides, but, I mean, I know Walsall's bad and they can't score, but they should be able to score here, but I'm not sure they will. Scunthorpe, I don't offer much from them going forward either. Just no creativity. I mean, Flash, how do you in 9 games only have 4 goals? Walsall are horrible.
Yeah, I mean, my friend's actually the manager at Walsall, and it's a big problem he's got there of not having anyone to stick the ball in the net. Neat, tidy. You know that, I mean, they've not let many goals in the last couple of games, so he started at the back, but he is going to score goals if they're going to put points on the board. With Scunthorpe, Wow. I mean, Scunthorpe used to be a standing dish at home. They used to score 3, 4, 5. Now they seem to have gone. Someone's put a pin in their balloon and now we can't find them. I tell you, when you said unders, I thought you was going to go Forest Green versus Stevenage. Forest Green,
Yeah.
but I'm actually going to go Forest Green will be far too strong for Stevenage. Just an outright, not the goals. Forest Green to beat Stevenage at 2.05.
Yeah, I think you're reading my emails again, Flash. I mean, I had this one written down as well.
Good.
Stevenage don't seem like they belong in this league right now. They're awful going forward, no creativity whatsoever. Yeah, and this is a real simple one. I totally agree with you. Joseph Mills, maybe to score anytime. He's had a nice season. Yeah, I like Forest Green. These two, Forest Green and MK Don, seem like just games you just push in, check at 12 Eastern, see what they hit, and you should be good. Two games that I like a lot.
Well, I've got another one for you, and I've got 3 stars next to it. So, I mean, I'm not putting it in the treble. I will be putting it in the single. 1.9, Grimsby at home to Macclesfield. Grimsby off the back of 2 wins. Good home record. No one likes going there. Macclesfield, I know they got a draw midweek, but Grimsby get the job done. Grimsby to beat Macclesfield at 1.9.
Yeah, the other one I don't have much of a problem with. I mean, they hurt me during the week, Grimsby and Salford. I thought we'd have both teams to score there for some reason, but we weren't able to get it. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that one, Flash. It wasn't on my card, but we've faded Macclesfield for a long time. Probably a good spot to do it again. Grimsby is scoring a lot of goals. Could be a good both teams to score angle as well. For what it is, I mean, Macclesfield have found ways to find the back of the net. They at least find ways to put at least one through. So, yeah, I think that one's an interesting one as well.
Okay, well, what I've done is I've done Wycombe, Portsmouth, both teams to score an over. Lincoln, Oxford, both teams to score an over. And Forest Green to beat Stevenage on its own. 9.6 the treble.
Yeah, I have no problem with it. One other one that, Flash, I'm going to take a shot with here, just to throw this one out there. I'm going to bet on this big-time game between Exeter and Newport County. I'm going to go draw here, 3.2. These teams, Exeter's 3 draws this year.
Yeah.
Newport with 4. I think they both just kind of cancel each other out, play to a 1-1 draw. I don't love draws. I don't back them a lot, but I've hit with a few in the Premier League. I'm going to shoot for one here. I think these are just 2 Titans that kind of just even it up and both get a point.
I can't really go against you because I looked at the game. My first impression was I've got to go in Newport. Newport 2.75. Hang on a minute. Why are Newport at 2.75 at home? They're by far the strongest defence in the league because they're coming up against a side who's, well, not very far away at all geographically, and they're sitting top of the league. So, yeah, if you can't split them, go down the middle and bet the draw.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at with it. I also wanted to throw out just quickly a 3-team treble.
Go on then.
Forest Green, MK Dons, Sunderland, all to win any time or to win the game, 4.3.
4.3, the treble for the big man. And you can obviously watch this video back. Let's hope we have plenty of winners and we're tweeting over the weekend. Big man, give me one play, NFL over the weekend.
Yeah, I like the Detroit Lions. Problem with this game is you're losing. You lost a little bit. This one was 7 early in the week. If you've kept up with injuries for the Philadelphia Eagles, a lot of injuries for this team. No Alshon Jeffrey, no Deshaun Jackson, Tim Jernigan, the defensive tackle, he's out. I got to tell you something about this Detroit Lion team. I backed them twice this year already. I like this team. Good group offensively. Matt Stafford, to me, is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the game. To me, I think we have to start giving him some respect. They have big receivers that can go up and catch the football. This is a bad Eagles defense in the secondary. I also like the run game they've been able to create, the Detroit Lions. Defensively, they've been good. I had Detroit last week against Phillip Rivers. They were able to keep him out of the end zone and hang around. They're also, Flash, facing a team in the Eagles who right now just don't get any pressure. Defensively, they're not any good. Eagles usually good at home, but I think Detroit hangs around in this game.
See, I mean, I don't want to go against you. I mean, I went against Detroit last week, missed 2 chipped field goals. The Chargers killed me. Instead of going for the field goal to take it into overtime, it gets intercepted on the goal line. Absolutely killed me. 2 weeks on the trot. I was with Detroit first week, went against them the second week. I'm not going near them the third week. I'm going Rams, late game, Sunday night. Got 2.5, very first thing Monday. Not going past them. I think the Rams are the real deal.
Flash, let me tell you something about the LA Chargers. You have to take a look at the injury report right now. This team does not have a kicker. It's been a major issue for them for a lot of years. For whatever reason, they do not address the kicker position. They have a punter kicking field goals. It cost them the game last week. It almost makes them go for it when they should kick a field goal. You have to see what Michael Badgley's status is. If he's not playing, they're hard to back because they have not had a kicker for a long time, and they're losing games because of it.
Okay, big man. Let's chat next week, eh? And you take care.
Look forward to it, Flash. Always fun.
Cheers, mate. That was big man on campus helping me out with lower leagues again. Let's hope we have a week like we did 2 weeks ago when near enough 95% of what we touched came in. Until then, see you soon.